Welcome back. Well, for the first time in 15 years, Oprah Winfrey is back on the silver screen. Lee Daniels, The Butler, tells the story of a black man who leaves the Georgia cotton fields to work at the White House. And he gets a front row seat to some of the most historic moments of the 20th century. Well, it opens August 16th. Well, CNN entertainment correspondent Nichelle Turner got to sit down with the Queen of Talk to discuss the film and much, much more. And Nichelle joins us now. Nichelle, what a treat to sit down with Oprah.
I'm telling you, Anna, it really, really was. You know, we are reporters, unbiased reporters, but when you get the opportunity to talk to a lady who literally changed the face of television, it is a real treat. And you know it's going to be a lively conversation with Oprah when she walks into the room and gives you a high five. It's like her way of saying, bring it on. So I did. We talked about the movie, Lee Daniels, The Butler, and her role as Gloria Gaines, the butler's wife. We also talked about the movie's message and why it took so darn long for her to take on another role.
So your first dramatic role in 15 years
Can
since
you believe
Beloved.
that, Nichelle? Can you believe it? I know, really. What made me say yes to that?
That was my question. What made
Especially
you say
since
yes?
I was going through it. I was going through building OWN, and thank goodness we were on the other side, at least headed in the right direction for that. And I said to Lee, this is the absolute worst time you could ask me to do anything, Lee. And, you know, he just would not take no for an answer. I think that one of the reasons why there's so much still lingering prejudice and racism is because we don't get to see people as ourselves. And so this was an opportunity, I thought, to let the world feel
I'm the new butler.
the heart of the butler, the heart of this period that really was a defining period in the lives of many black people, but also our nation.
I was going to say that will this generation that sees this movie today, do you think they'll get Cecil Gaines though, or will they look at him as weak? Because he
I
didn't
certainly
speak
hope
up.
not. I certainly. You know what I hope that this generation looks and sees? They see their own fathers. That's what I hope they look and see their own fathers and recognize that there were different ways of being a warrior. That moment in the film where Cecil Gaines goes in and says the white help is making more than the black help here. And I think that's not fair and we should, you know, get equal pay. That is his way of warring.
The conversation that is had in this film about race relations, racism, we're still having that conversation today.
I think we'll be having that conversation for a long time because, you know, all of this, the conversations about race and the conversations about profiling, regardless of what race is being profiled, is really about our march to humanity. It's about our march to not fearing one another. And I think when you don't have stories and you don't have a placement in the culture where people can see that there's a whole tapestry. You know, one of the reasons why I loved this film and wanted to be a part of it is because of the tenderness between the husband and wife and the tenderness and nurturing nature of the middle class family. You know, so many images.
I'd never seen that before.
I know you hadn't seen it before. You know, I know you hadn't
Seriously,
seen it.
I'd never seen that before.
Isn't that just shocking? And when I ask other people, white people, black people, when have you seen tenderness and honor and respect and people who've been together and they can finish each other's sentences and you can see the caringness in that family happens not just when they're in bed together, Cecil and Gloria, but when they're sitting at the table and finishing each other's sentences. And she said, what was the name of that movie, honey?
In the heat of the night.
In the heat of the night.
Heat of the night. You can feel that.
Do you feel like you still experience racism in any form?
Nobody's going to come up to me and call me the N-word unless they're on Twitter and I can't find them.
Twitter thugs or something
Twitter
else,
thugs.
aren't
Oh, the Twitter thugs. The Twitter thugs. So I've learned to leave the Twitter thugs alone. So unless it's something ridiculous, nobody's going to do it. But I experience racism in ways that you experience when you have reached a level where people can't call you to your face by, you know, out of your name. I experience it through people's expectations and lack thereof. And I use it to my advantage. It's a wonderful thing when people count you out because they think you can't do something. It's a wonderful thing. I always say this. There's a poem by Maya Angelou called Our Grandmothers. And there's a line in there that says, when I walk into the room, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. So when I walk into the room and I'm the only one standing in there, I'm the only one, doesn't bother me a bit.
Can I just ask you quickly about the good news that you got earlier this week that OWN is going to turn a profit 6 months ahead of schedule?
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for that. Listen, from the beginning, Nichelle, everyone told me that it was going to take 5 years. But I think because it was my name on the channel, there was an expectation that people were just going to automatically turn on the TV, and even though nothing was there, they were going to just sit there and watch nothing. So we had to build the channel. Now, I always believed that it was going to take some time. What threw me off was when I finished the show and then everybody said, well, why isn't it done yet? But what I do when the going gets rough, there's no such thing as quitting. I have to, I sit with myself, I go inside and I say, all right, what is the next right move? What do I need to do to turn this around? And that's what we did. We did. Not I, but my team, Sherry, Salata, Eric Logan. We had many nights.
Come to Jesus.
Come. And honey, Jesus was at the table. Jesus was at that table. That's why we're moving forward, because Jesus was at the table. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jesus was at that table, Anna. That's what she said. Now, you know, this story of the butler was also really important for her to tell because her mother was a maid and her grandmother was a maid and her great-grandmother was a slave. So she comes from a long line of domestics, and she says that she stands on their shoulders today. So she really wants that story to be celebrated. And I've seen the movie twice, and Anna, I will tell you, it definitely will give you something to talk about, and it will resonate with everyone.
Is there anything Oprah can't do? I mean, she's just such an extraordinary woman. And have we got an Oscar contender on our hands? Do you think The Butler is up for several Oscars?
Well, to answer the first part of your question, there may be one thing that Oprah doesn't do as well as other people, and you see it in the movie because Oprah's got some dancing scenes in the movie, and she's always said, not the greatest dancer, but she breaks it down in this movie, and it's really very cute moments. That's a big part of this movie, kind of how this family interacts and relates, and Oprah loves to dance, so she does it a lot in this movie. You know, it is definitely getting a lot of buzz. I can tell you that I have not seen Oprah totally surrender to a character and a role like this since she played Sophia in Color Purple, and she got an Oscar nomination for that. I think she was really committed to this character and this role. Forrest Whitaker was understated but very elegant as Cecil Gaines, and it's a great ensemble film. I mean, get this, Dwight Eisenhower is played by Robin Williams.
Amazing
Liev Schreiber
cast.
plays Lyndon Johnson. Jane Fonda plays Nancy Reagan. There's so many Oscar winners and Oscar-nominated actors in this film. Lee Daniels does a really good job of putting it all together and giving them all the chance to shine. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out for the award season this year.
Nichelle, I refuse to believe that Oprah can't dance, so I'm going to have to check out the movie myself, definitely.
You've got to see the black and white jumpsuit in the 70s with the fro, honey. It is fabulous.
Okay, look forward to it.
Okay.
Nichelle Turner, good to see you as always.